Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om 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 Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I welcome you to today's Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita session. Today is April 4th, 2026. Is my voice clear? You're able to hear me?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 8. Lord Krishna shows the universal form to his mother or to Mother Yashoda. And in that chapter, we are reading about Krishna's name-giving ceremony. So in yesterday's session, we saw Garga Muni is Nanda Mahārāja already asked him to name his sons, to perform the name-giving ceremony for Kṛṣṇa and Balarāma. You know, they were right there with him. So he said, you know, please perform the name-giving ceremony for the boys. And then Garga Muni said, but how can I do it? Name-giving ceremony has to be done by the Guru. So Nanda Mahārāja said, Brahmanas are by birth Guru of, they are the Gurus as a jati. They are the Gurus of all other members of society. So you are Guru. By birth you are Guru. So you can perform this. So Garga Muni is just because he came prepared. Remember, he is the priest of the Kshatriyas. So he knows diplomacy. Nanda Mahārāja is very simple. So he wanted Nanda Mahārāja to persuade Garga Muni, you know, that Nanda Mahārāja actually wants it. Although Garga Muni himself wants to do it. That's why he came. But he didn't want to, you know, give in easily. So he said, no, Maharaj, Nanda Mahārāja. So when Nanda Mahārāja said, no, but you are guru by birth, Brahmanas are guru. Then Garga Muni said, there's no problem. Yes, I can perform, but there is one problem. The problem is that I'm very famous as the acharya, as the priest of the Yadus. And if the name-giving ceremony of your son is performed by me, then everyone will think he is Devaki's son. So Nanda Mahārāja said, this doesn't make sense. Why they will think my son is Vasudeva and Devaki's son? I don't understand. So Garga Muni said, I will explain to you. Kaṁsa has this, his intelligence dwells in sin. There is sin in his heart. And that sin is towards the 8th child of Devaki, 8th son of Devaki, 8th child, Ashtama Garbha, 8th pregnancy. So he wants to kill the 8th child. So Nanda Mahārāja said, 8th child? But I heard that Devaki didn't have 8th son. In fact, she only had 6 sons, 7 and 8. She didn't have sons. 8th one was a daughter, I heard. So then Garga Muni said, I will explain to you that Kaṁsa has this sin to kill the 8th child, and the 8th child cannot be a girl, because he heard from Durga Devi, the daughter of Devaki, that the person who's going to kill him has already taken birth somewhere else. That means Devaki's 8th child, who was supposed to kill Kaṁsa, has already appeared somewhere. Maybe he didn't take birth from Devaki and he has taken birth in another place. That's one thing. And according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Kaṁsa is also suspecting that maybe he took birth to Devaki and Vasudeva arranged for that child to go somewhere else. That is also said. So one way or the other, Devaki's 8th child cannot be a girl. Then that is sure, that the 8th child is there somewhere who's going to kill Kaṁsa. Now, there is very intimate relationship between Vasudeva and Nanda Mahārāja. So because of this intimate relationship, maybe that child took birth in Nanda Mahārāja's house, or we can also consider from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary that maybe Vasudeva arranged for his child to be taken to Nanda Mahārāja's house. One of the two things is possible. If I perform this name-giving ceremony, if your son's name-giving ceremony is performed by me, who am famous all over the earth as the priest of Yadus, in Yadus Vasudeva is there, then this word will spread everywhere that the great Gargacharya, the priest of the Yadavas, has performed the name-giving ceremony of Nanda Mahārāja's son. Then this suspicion will come that this child must be a Yadava, because the priest of the Yadavas has performed the name-giving ceremony. He doesn't go to any, he's Yadava's priest. All his, whatever he does, samskaras, he does only for the Yadavas. Why he went and performed in Nanda Mahārāja's house? That means that child must be a Yadava. And because there is intimate friendship between Vasudeva and Nanda Mahārāja, Kaṁsa can very easily suspect that Vasudeva's 8th child is now in Nanda Mahārāja's house, and therefore Vasudeva had Garga Muni perform the name-giving ceremony of his son. So, based on what Devaki's daughter said, that means Durga Devi said, if this killer Kaṁsa suspects that your child is Devaki's child, 8th child, then it's not going to be good for us. There's going to be a catastrophe. He will take steps to kill Kṛṣṇa, and you will be in trouble and I will be in trouble. Okay? Now, what is going on in Nanda Mahārāja's heart when he heard this? When Nanda Mahārāja heard that Garga Muni is not going to perform the name-giving ceremony for my child, because everyone will come to know that the priest of Yadavas has performed the name-giving ceremony. So Nanda Mahārāja didn't want to lose this opportunity. He didn't want to lose the opportunity of having Garga Muni, the great devotee and the great author of the astrological science, perform the name-giving ceremony and also do the, tell about the past activities of Kṛṣṇa Balaram. He didn't want to lose this opportunity. So what was Garga Muni's objection? If people come to know, right? If people come to know means of course they will come to know because Garga Muni is so famous. Then the word will spread and Kaṁsa will come to know. So in answer to that, now Nanda Mahārāja is saying, because Nanda Mahārāja is very eager. So he's saying, śrī-nanda uvāca alakṣito smin rahasi māmakair api go-vraje kuru dvijāti-saṁskāraṁ svasti-vācana-pūrvakam. śrī-nanda uvāca. Nanda Mahārāja said, alakṣito. Alakṣito means without being seen. Alakṣito asmin rahasi. Rahasi means a secret place, a confidential place where nobody will be able to see. Which place is that? Go-vraje. Go-vraja means, so where the cows stay. That means Goshala, in the Goshala. Vraja is the place, the residential place where the cowherds stay. That's called Vraja. Go-vraja means where the cows stay, Goshala. So, if nobody comes to know about it, if nobody knows about it, then you can perform the name-giving ceremony. So then Garga Muni said, yeah, if nobody comes to know, then it's possible I can do. So Nanda Mahārāja is saying, okay, then alakṣito māmakair api. Māmakair means my people. Who are his people? Like his brother Upananda, other cowherdmen, even Devaki and Rohini. The cows. Nobody will see this name-giving ceremony. Alakṣita. It will not be seen by anybody. It will be performed in a secret place. What is that place? Go-vraja, in Goshala. Why nobody will see? Because all the cowherds are gone now for cowherding. And the cows are also gone. Nobody is in Goshala. So no cowherdmen are here and the cows are also not here. As far as Rohini and Devaki are concerned, I will keep them inside the house. They will also not come here. They also won't know what's going on. So just I am here. You will perform the name-giving ceremony and the two boys are here. These boys are just small babies, 100 years old. What they will understand about the name-giving ceremony and what they will go and tell everybody what happened. You don't have to worry about the boys, spreading the news. So it's just me here. So then Garga Muni is saying, but when there is a name-giving ceremony, there will be music and there will be mantras recited and there will be feast served. It's a big festival. Obviously, everyone will come to know. How are you saying nobody will know? Nanda Mahārāja said, no, 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 no. At this time, no feast, nothing will be done. All that we will do later on. Now you simply do this dvijāti-saṁskāraṁ. Dvijāti-saṁskāraṁ means the samskara of second birth. But here that means that it's not Upanayan samskara. This is the name giving ceremony only. That is performed for the twice born class. So Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, they're called Dvijas. So kuru means you do this dvijāti-saṁskāraṁ. Now you simply do this samskāram by what? Svasti-vācana-pūrvakam, by chanting the svasti-vācana mantras. Simply by chanting these auspicious mantras, when they're uttered by your name, by your mouth, this is going to be wonderful for these boys. That's all I want from you. You do the name-giving ceremony by uttering the auspicious mantras. Nobody will know about this. I'm the only person here. Nobody else will know. So then Garga Muni said, sure. No one else is there. And he started looking around. So Nanda Mahārāja said, yes, there's nobody. And he also got up and he went and looked and he said, nobody's here. It's just the two of us. So then Garga Muni agreed. All right, then I will do the name-giving ceremony. And then to do the name-giving ceremony, so far, until now, the boys were sitting in the lap of Nanda Mahārāja, one on each, thigh, one on each side. Then Garga Muni took both the boys in his lap, one on each side. And then he performed the name-giving ceremony. So now first this verse. śrī-nanda uvāca alakṣito smin rahasi māmakair go-vraje kuru dvijāti-saṁskāraṁ svasti-vācana-pūrvakam. Once again, śrī-nanda uvāca alakṣito smin rahasi. Acha, let me. Yes, alakṣito smin rahasi māmakair api go-vraje kuru dvijāti-saṁskāraṁ svasti-vācana-pūrvakam. So, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Nanda Mahārāja said, my dear great sage, if you think that your performing this process of purification will make Kaṁsa suspicious, then secretly chant the Vedic hymns and perform the purifying process of second birth here in the cowshed of my house without the knowledge of anyone else, even my relatives, for this process of purification is essential. Purport. Nanda Mahārāja did not like the idea of avoiding the purificatory process. So, you know what Garga Muni had said? He had said, previous verse, when he said that this is, Kaṁsa, if he will suspect that your child is Devaki's son, 8th child, and then it's not going to be good for us. It's not going to be good for you. He will take steps to kill Kṛṣṇa. So why take all this trouble? Just have his name-giving ceremony, performed by your guru. Nanda Mahārāja is a Vaishya. He also has a guru. Have your guru perform this name-giving ceremony. This is not safe. It's very risky, like that he had said. So here it is said that in the purport, Śrīla Prabhupada is saying, so when Nanda Mahārāja heard that, he did not like the idea of avoiding the purificatory process. That means he didn't want to avoid the idea of course, he was not going to skip the purificatory process, but he wanted it to be done by, he didn't want to lose the opportunity of this samskara being performed by Garga Muni. Despite the many obstacles, he wanted to take advantage of Garga Muni's presence and do what was needed. The purificatory process is essential, specifically for Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas. That's why it is said dvijāti-saṁskāraṁ. It's this purificatory samskara is essential for these samskaras. Samskaras are essential for the dvijas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya. Shudras also have, but not all samskaras. In Shudras, there's only one samskara, vivaha samskara. All the others are not mandatory for Shudras, all the other samskaras. There's only one samskara for Shudras, marriage. That's all. But for Brahmanas, there's Shodasha samskaras, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, 16 samskaras, and then beginning with Garbhadan. And then, there's also one samskara performed when the mother is pregnant, śrī-mantam, like that. Then Jata samskara, after the birth, there is one samskara. Nanda Mahārāja did that. Jata samskara was done, but according to Vaishya's system. Then there is hair cutting samskara, and then ear piercing, name giving, annaprasana samskara, first grains. Then there is vidyarambha, like that. So many samskaras are there. So the purificatory process is why samskara means, the word samskara means cleansing. It cleans. What does it clean? So we have these impressions. We have these impressions. Those impressions are also called samskaras, by the way. The impressions that are there in our subtle body, in the chitta. In the chitta, our past samskaras are there. So they can be purified by these purificatory processes, by these samskaras. Why specifically for Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyas? Because the dvijas are the higher castes and they are eligible to study the Vedas. So for that, this purification is helpful. So the purificatory process is essential, especially for Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishyas. Therefore, since Nanda Mahārāja presented himself as a Vaishya, this process of purification was essential. Formerly, such institutional activities were compulsory, which, like the samskaras, they were compulsory. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha. Without these activities of purification, the society would be considered a society of animals. Because it is already said, Janmana jayate Shudra. By birth, everyone is Shudra. Samskarat bhavet dvijaha. By samskara, one is elevated. It's purified, one is purified and elevated. Otherwise, everyone is Shudra. So therefore, without any samskaras, it is said, the society would be a society of animals. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagasha. To take advantage of Garga Muni's presence, Nanda Mahārāja wanted to perform the nāma-karaṇaṁ ceremonies even secretly without any gorgeous arrangements. That means he was so keen that Garga Muni perform the name-giving ceremony, he was willing to forego. You know how eager Nanda Mahārāja must be to celebrate. We know the Nandotsav. Nandotsav is how Nanda Mahārāja celebrated. We read about that. Not just Nanda Mahārāja, the whole Vraja, everybody celebrated that Nanda Mahārāja had a child. They loved Nanda Mahārāja so much. And everybody celebrated that festival. So, but Nanda Mahārāja is willing to even forego all those gorgeous arrangements just so that this name-giving ceremony can be done by Garga Muni, the great devotee of the Lord. So he's even willing to do it secretly. He suggested that we will do it secretly, but you do it. To take advantage of Garga Muni's presence, Nanda Mahārāja wanted to perform the nāma-karaṇaṁ ceremonies even secretly without any gorgeous arrangements. Therefore, the opportunity for purification should be regarded as the essential duty of human society. So yesterday, Atulya Harinam Prabhu had asked a question, how much importance should be given to the external like pomp and festival. So Srila Prabhupada is saying, the opportunity for purification should be regarded as the essential duty of human society. Even when there is external celebration, what is the purpose of all that? Purification. That should be there. That means when we are celebrating Krishna's appearance day or any festivals, then what is at the heart? Krishna consciousness. That should be there. Simply if we do like a social gathering and coming together and eating and going away without any Krishna consciousness there, that's not good. So that even in that festivity, that celebration, external celebration, when it is done, the heart of that should be Krishna. So Shravanam Kirtanam must go on. Shravanam Kirtanam must go on, even though there is external celebration, decoration. That is why you will see, like, when you're doing deity worship or you're cooking, always Shravanam and Kirtanam must be going on side by side. Either you're listening to a lecture or Kirtan, like that. That is essential. That will keep our focus. Therefore, the opportunity for purification should be regarded as the essential duty of human society. In Kali Yuga, however, people have forgotten the essence. Mandaha sumandamatayo mandabhagyahi upadrutaha. This is the disqualification of Kali Yuga people. What is it? Mandaha. Manda means very slow. When it comes to spiritual topics, they are very lazy. Right? Sumanda matayo. And then that means, first of all, mandaha, they are lazy. And if some people are not lazy, they try to learn, but sumandamati, they're very dull. They're not lazy, but they don't have the capacity to understand. Right? They are not able to understand. Sumandamati, intelligence is not sharp. That means Sumandamati, slow. They're very, one is lazy and the other one is they're dull-headed. And then, okay, if they're not dull-headed, there is some intelligence and they find a guru, then mandabhagya, they're so unfortunate. They end up going to false gurus. Mandabhagya. And then, okay, let us say even if they manage to come to the right guru, to the shelter of the right guru, so they are not lazy, they are intelligent, and they are fortunate enough to get the right guru. Upadrutaha. Upadrutaha means always disturbed. By what? Some health issues are there, right? You have everything, but you're not able to practice because of health issues. Or you have economic problems. Or you have, wars going on. Or, something or the other. Because of which you're always disturbed and you're not able to focus on the most important thing in life. This is the situation of Kali Yuga people. Manda sumanda matayo manda bhagyahi padrutaha. people have forgotten the essence because of these disqualifications. In this age, people are all bad and unfortunate, and they do not accept Vedic instructions to make their life successful. They don't accept Vedic instructions. Every purport we are reading now, every single purport, Prabhupada is talking about Varnashrama. It is important. Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas. But in Kali Yuga, people are so bad and unfortunate, they don't accept Vedic instructions to make their life successful. Right? Like we just try to somehow or other, squeeze in whatever we want, right? So that we can still continue with our life and not take, so that we don't have to follow what is being said in the Vedas. We'll find some excuses or some other interpretations so that we don't have to do this. Nanda Mahārāja, however, did not want to neglect anything. To keep intact a happy society advanced in spiritual knowledge, he took full advantage of Garga Muni's presence to do what was necessary. Why? To keep intact a happy society advanced in spiritual knowledge. He took full advantage of Garga Muni's presence to do what was necessary. How degraded society has become within 5,000 years. Mandaha Suman. See, 2 times Prabhupada is writing. Mandaha Sumanda Matayo Mandabhagya. The human life is obtained after many, many millions of births. We don't know, we don't realize what we have. The human life is obtained after many, many millions of births. And it is intended for purification. It's not meant for sense gratification. Human life is not meant for sense gratification. This is meant for purification. Previously, a father was eager to give all kinds of help to elevate his children. But at present, because of being misguided, people are prepared even to kill to avoid the responsibility of raising children. Abortion, contraception. That is a Vedic society. That is Vedic culture. The parent actually feels responsible that this living entity has taken shelter, or by higher authorities, this living entity is sent as my child. So now the father is very eager to ensure that this child is elevated. But at present, people are prepared even to kill to avoid the responsibility of raising children. Everything will have consequence. We cannot say that because I am chanting Hare Krishna, on one hand we will follow the demonic ways in society, and we will say this is the system in the world today, so we are following it. And we are exactly as Srila Prabhupada is writing in the purport. We want to avoid the responsibility that comes with it. But we want to take all the privileges that a devotee gets. That's why when you say a devotee, it means a surrendered devotee. Those privileges are meant for a surrendered devotee. If we commit these sinful activities and think that we are saved, we are actually not being intelligent. Because 7th offense, committing sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy names of the Lord. Killing the child in the womb. It's not that only after becoming pregnant, then when somebody goes for abortion, that is sin. Even using contraception is also sin. That is why Shastra Pramanam, we have to follow the path which is given in Shastra. Then we are protected. But we don't, that's where, see, this is faith. This is faith. Faith is, I am living my life according to Krishna's instruction. Krishna will take care of the situation. This is not just with lips I'm saying. I must actually live by that. This is just one area. Like this in every field. If we start scrutinizingly looking at our lives, we will see we don't have faith in Krishna. We have faith in all other things, but we don't have faith. Okay. So what happened? Garga Muni said, so Nanda Mahārāja said, yes, please do this. Nobody will know. And there won't be any pomp. I won't even light an agarbatti. Just you chant the mantras silently here and do the name-giving ceremony like that. Now Śukadeva Gosvāmī is saying, śrī-śuka uvāca evaṁ samprārthito vipraḥ sva-cikīrṣitam evaṁ cakāra nāma-karaṇaṁ gūḍho rahasi bālayoḥ. śrī-śuka uvāca evaṁ samprārthito vipraḥ. Samprārthita means being prayed for. Evaṁ samprārthito vipraḥ. Vipraḥ means the Brahmana, Garga Muni. In this way, being prayed for or prayed by Nanda Mahārāja. Vipraḥ, Garga Muni, sva-cikīrṣitam evaṁ. And what was he being requested? Whatever he himself desired. Sva-cikīrṣitam means what he himself desired. Garga Muni desired that he should, that's the whole purpose why he came. He came to perform the name-giving ceremony. That was his intention. And exactly what he wanted, Nanda Mahārāja is literally pleading with him, please do, right? So, being requested by Nanda Mahārāja, and what was the request? Exactly what Garga Muni had desired to do. Cakāra nāma-karaṇaṁ. He performed the name-giving ceremony. Gūḍho rahasi bālayoḥ. In that confidential or secret place, in a very secret way, confidentially, he performed the name-giving ceremony of both the boys. Who are the two boys? Kṛṣṇa and Balarāma. Evaṁ samprārthito vipraḥ sva-cikīrṣitam evaṁ cakāra nāma-karaṇaṁ gūḍho rahasi bālayoḥ. He performed the name-giving ceremony secretly in a secret place of the boys. Śukadeva Gosvāmī continued. Having thus been especially requested by Nanda Mahārāja, samprārthita means especially prayed for, right? Having thus been especially requested by Nanda Mahārāja to do that which he already desired to do. Garga Muni performed the name-giving ceremony for Kṛṣṇa and Balarāma in a solitary place. Let me see if there's a commentary on these verses. So, previous verse, when Nanda Mahārāja said, nobody will know, even my family members won't know. So, there, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, by good fortune you have come to my house. Nanda Mahārāja is telling to Garga Muni, by good fortune you have come to my house. When will I again receive such an acharya as you? Today we will do only what is minimally required by the Shastras and have all the other festivities with music done on another day. After you leave, some other day I will do, not today. But today we will do basic, what is absolutely essential for the ceremony, like chanting mantras by you. thinking in this way, Nanda Mahārāja speaks this verse. So he spoke this verse with this intention. Māmakair means not even his brothers, right? My people, not even my brothers, like that. And go-vraje means the cow pen, which is a pure place. So it does not need any cleaning. Cow, how do you clean a place, you know? If you sprinkle some cow dung, if you smear cow dung or sprinkle some cow urine, the place becomes pure. So it is already goshala. So there's no need of any cleaning. It's already pure. Go-vraje. And rahasi means that this is a very confidential place. Nobody will be allowed to enter here. Nobody will be allowed to enter here. Even the workers who work in the goshala, they usually come into the cow sheds to take the cows for pasturing. But they will also not come now because they're gone already. They all went to the pasturing grounds. So nobody is there. Dvijāti means Balaram is a Kshatriya and Kṛṣṇa is a Vaishya. So both were eligible for the nāma-karaṇaṁ samskāras. Dvijāti. Like that. Acha. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's explanation is like this. Dvijāti means both jatis. Who is speaking? Nanda Mahārāja. Nanda Mahārāja knows that Kṛṣṇa is his son and he knows that Balaram is Rohini and Vasudev's son. So Balaram is Kshatriya, Kṛṣṇa is Vaishya. So he is saying dvijāti-saṁskāraṁ. That means do samskara for both jatis, for Kshatriya and for Vaishya. Because both boys are there. One is Kshatriya and one is Vaishya. Like that. Dvijāti. Okay. Balaram was a Kshatriya, Kṛṣṇa is a Vaishya. So both were eligible. And both Kshatriyas, Vaishyas are eligible for samskaras. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, all three are eligible. So one is Kshatriya and one is Vaishya and both are eligible for this samskara, nāma-karaṇaṁ samskara. Svasti-vācana means that the mantras, right? Punyayaha, swasti, riddhi mantras should be recited 3 times. So that is the name, in the name giving ceremony, these mantras will be uttered 3 times. So they must be recited for all auspicious rituals. So you just recite those mantras and give the names like that. Okay. Then, now we said that Śukadeva Gosvāmī said that what did Śukadeva Gosvāmī say? Evaṁ samprārthito. Yes. So Garga Muni is very pleased that whatever he wanted, the same thing now Nanda Mahārāja is asking. So he performed the name giving ceremony very secretly. How did he do? We will see now. So he made both the boys sit on his lap. Now Garga Muni took both boys on his lap. Sri Garga uvāca ayam hi rohini putro ramayan suhrido gunaihi akhyāsyate rama iti baladhikyat balam viduhu yadunam aprithak bhavat sankarshanam ushantyapi. So first of all, Garga Muni performed the nāma-karaṇaṁ samskara of Balaramji. So he had Balaramji on one side and Kṛṣṇa on the other side on his lap. And he's saying, Ayam hi rohini putro. Ayam means this boy. This is Rohini Putra. You see, who can give a name to the Lord, to the Supreme Lord? The Supreme Lord's names are already there. So Garga Muni is not actually giving some name, like now I am giving this name to this boy. No. He is simply saying the names which are already there. So he is saying this Rohini Putraha. So that itself is a name. Rohini Suta, Rohini Putra. That is a name, Rohiniya, right? The son of Rohini. So like that. So when he said that, this Rohini Putra means he's just uttering the name of Balaram, which is already there. That's his name. He's the son of Rohini. Ayam hi Rohini Putro Ramayan Suhrido Gunai. Ramayan means he will give great pleasure. Rama means what? Rama means one who gives pleasure. Rama. So Ramayan, because he gives pleasure to Suhridaha. Suhridaha means his relatives, his friends, his well-wishers. He gives pleasure. Because he gives pleasure to his relatives, Ramayan Suhrido, by what? By his gunas, by his qualities. By his qualities, by his speech, by his, behavior, by his qualities. He will be very pleasing to his family members. So, akhyāsyate Rama iti. Akhyāsyate Rama iti. Because he will give great pleasure to his relatives by his qualities. Rama iti akhyāsyate. Akhyāsyate means just pay attention to the selection of words by Garga Muni. There should not be any offense. Many times we don't realize, but when we speak, we commit offenses. So if Garga Muni said something like, I am giving the name Rama to this boy, that can be an offense too, right? Because he is naming the Lord, he is giving that name. No, that name is already there. So what is he saying? Ramayan Suhrido Gunaihi, because he gives pleasure to his relatives. Rama iti, right? Rama iti means as Rama. Akhyāsyate. Akhyāsyate means he will be known as. That means he will be known as Rama. People will call him Rama. Because he gives pleasure to his family members or to his relatives and friends by his qualities, he will be called Rama. Or he is called Rama. You see? So by this quality of pleasing his relatives, he will be known as Rama. Like that. Then, baladhikyad balam viduhu. Bala adhika. Because of extreme strength. Viduhu. Viduhu means he is known as Bala. Balam. So we know Balaram's name as Baladev or Balaram. Actually, even if you said here, Garga Muni is saying Rohini Putra Rama Balam. Bala. That means his name is Bala. If you say Bala, that is the name of the Supreme Lord, Balaram. Bala. So Rama and Bala are two different names. Of course, we say Balaram. So Akhyāsyate means he is called Rama. Why? Because he gives pleasure to family, to relatives. Then Baladhikyad Balam Viduhu. He is known as Bala because of extreme strength. Also note, it is not said that in future, now he is a small baby, so he doesn't have so much strength. But when he grows up, he will have a lot of strength and then he will be known as Bala. Is it being said like that? No. Because of supreme strength, he is known as Bala. He is known as Bala. Even now, he has supreme strength. He is known as Bala. Yadunam aprithak bhavat sankarshanam ushantyapi. Another name is Sankarshana. Why Sankarshana? Yadunam aprithak bhavat. That means whenever there is any misunderstanding or some, any problems in relationships between the Yadus and Nanda Mahārāja's side, right? Vrishnis. Whenever there's any problem, then Balaramji will unite them. He will solve the problem and he will unite them. Because of bringing both these families together. How he's bringing? By his personality. Whenever there is some misunderstanding and something like that, he will always unite them. Because of this, his name is Sankarshana. Sankarshana, like Akarshan, right? Bringing together. So Sankarshan. But there is one very important point to be noted here. It is said api. Api means also. Ushanti. Ushanti means he will be considered. He will be accepted as Sankarshan. He will. So because of this, because of bringing together the Yadus and Nanda Mahāraja's family, when there is a problems, when there is some misunderstandings, because of this also, he is known as Sankarshan. What does that mean? That means there is another reason why he is called Sankarshan. Do you remember? Kṛṣṇa, before the appearance, like before Kṛṣṇa appeared, before even Balaramji appeared, Kṛṣṇa is ordering, that means Balaramji is in the womb of Devaki and Devaki Mai. Kṛṣṇa is telling Yogamaya that you attract Balaramji from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. Then I will appear in Devaki, like that, if you all remember. So at that time, Kṛṣṇa named Balaramji. That means Kṛṣṇa said, Rama, Bala, and he is Sankarshan. And why he is called Sankarshan? Kṛṣṇa said, why is he called Sankarshan? Anyone remembers? Why is Balaramji's name Sankarshan there? Does anyone remember? Don't remember. Okay. Because of being attracted from Devaki's womb to Rohini's womb. That means they are from two different families. One is in... where is Rohini now? Actually, she's in Gokul. That's right. She's in Gokul. All the queens were sent, remember? Kaṁsa was... because he heard from Narad Muni that all the demigods are taking birth in the Yadu dynasty, and these demigods are the helpers of Lord Vishnu. So when he heard that, he started harassing and killing all the Yadus and other families also, other dynasties. So out of fear of Kaṁsa, they started going and taking shelter in other countries. At that time, Vasudeva is already imprisoned. So Vasudeva arranged for his wives also to be sent to other places for safety. So Yashoda Rohini was kept under the protection of Nanda Mahārāja in Gokula.
Mataji, I have a question here. I'm a little confused. Can I ask?
Yes.
So, when Balaram was transferred from Devaki to Rohini, then didn't Kaṁsa know about it, this transfer?
No.
And all the inhabitants of the Braj, did they know about this transfer?
No, because Rohini was already pregnant at that time. It's not that all of a sudden she just became pregnant. Rohini was pregnant with Balaram. Rohini is the eternal mother of Balaram. So she was pregnant. One second.
Yes.
So she was pregnant, and Devaki was also pregnant with Balaramji. So Kṛṣṇa asked Yogamaya to attract Balaram from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. So in order to do that, first Yogamaya caused Rohini to have a miscarriage. So, and this was I believe, in the 7th month of pregnancy. I believe it's in the 7th month of pregnancy. And so when that happened, it was in the midnight. So she woke up in the night and she saw she had a miscarriage and she was beside herself. And Yogamaya told her what was going on, that Lord Balaram is going to, So Rohini was aware. And what happened to Devaki Mai? Her pregnancy just disappeared. What did Kaṁsa think? Kaṁsa thought maybe she just had a miscarriage because there was no baby. Like she was pregnant and all of a sudden now there is no baby in her. But the rest of the people were thinking this Kaṁsa, because he had already killed the first 6 children and he's planning on killing. So this time, even before the baby is born, he must have done some black magic, chanted some mantras or something, or maybe given her some herbs to cause a miscarriage, like that. So she just had a miscarriage. That's what everybody thought. And they all started crying, the ladies, when Devaki had a miscarriage, they felt so sad. They were crying, like, that's what happened. Okay? You have any more questions?
Yeah, so how was Mother Rohini was pregnant when Vasudeva was there in Mathura? Because it seems like there is no contact between them. So I'm just trying, is it through divine intervention that she was pregnant, or is
I mean, the exact details are not given, but I mean, they can come to see Vasudeva. This was, the queens can come to see Vasudeva. And also, it's not necessary that they have to have a physical contact. Like Vasudeva and Devaki, Kṛṣṇa went from Vasudeva. He first appeared in the heart of Vasudeva. From Vasudeva's heart, he went into the heart of Devaki. And from Devaki's heart, he entered into the womb of Devaki. So we don't hear of a physical contact. However, there is no problem even if there is a physical contact. In Garga Muni and Devahuti's case, we hear that, now when Kapil Bhagwan is going to appear, they worship the Lord and everything. And then by their union, Kapil Bhagwan entered in the womb of Devaki's son. So the Lord can appear in any way. There's no problem.
So I guess I know this may not be there, but it would be safe to assume that there may be, just like how Krishna appeared in Devaki's womb through the mind and heart of Vasudeva to Devaki, the same way it could have happened between Rohini and Vasudeva.
We don't know. We don't know. That's one possibility. But it is also possible that, she may have visited him also. That's also possible. So we don't know exactly.
Okay.
The details may have been, maybe in some other Puranas, maybe the details are given. I'm not aware, but there are possibilities. We cannot just rule out other possibilities. She can also come and meet him. It's not that, it's not possible. Because you see, I don't know exactly, but this question was raised when we attended this course on Sri Krishna Janma Leela. So there, this question was raised, how Rohini became pregnant with Vasudeva, and he was all chained and, like that. But, we should remember, this is the Supreme Lord's Janma Leela, appearance Leela. So we may not exactly calculate it according to how it happens in human society. Although we cannot also say that it should not happen like that. So that is also possible. Exactly how it happened, we don't know.
Thank you, Mataji. That's helpful. Thank you.
Okay. So we have to read Bhagavad Gita also, but I think I'll just do this verse and then. So yeah, Balramji's names we'll just see. So here the point is Garga Muni took Balramji, he took both boys, and looking at Balramji, he said, this boy, Rohini's son, because he will give pleasure to his well-wishers by his qualities, he will be called Rama. Baladhikyad, because of extraordinary strength, he is known as Bala or Balam. And because he will unite the Yadus and Nanda Mahāraja's family whenever there is any misunderstanding, also because of uniting both families whenever there is a misunderstanding, he will be known as Sankarshana. Why Garga Muni is saying also because of this he said Sankarshan? Because before Kṛṣṇa said he is attracted from the womb of Devaki to Rohini's womb, therefore he is called Sankarshan. So that one reason is there. So Garga Muni is keeping that by saying also he is honoring what Kṛṣṇa said. The Balaramji is called Sankarshan because he is attracted from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. Therefore, he is called Sankarshan. That is one reason. But another reason is whenever there is any misunderstanding between the two families, Balaramji will solve it and unite them. For this reason also, he is called Sankarshan. So by saying also, Garga Muni is keeping Kṛṣṇa's statement in place. He is honoring Kṛṣṇa's statement here. So how many names we saw? Rohini Putra itself you can take as one name. That's already there. Then Rama and Bala or Balam and Sankarshanam. Like this. All these names. So now we'll just read. Translation. Garga Muni said, this child, the son of Rohini, happiness to his relatives and friends by his transcendental qualities. Therefore, he will be known as Rama. And because he will manifest extraordinary bodily strength, he will also be known as Bala. Moreover, because he unites two families, Vasudev's family and the family of Nanda Mahārāja, he will be known as Sankarshan. Purport. Baladev was actually the son of Devaki, but he was transferred from Devaki's womb to that of Rohini. This fact was not disclosed. Yes, at this time he didn't say that. See, Garga Muni didn't say that apart from being attracted from Devaki's womb to Rohini's womb, for which he is known as Sankarshan, he is also known as Sankarshan because of uniting the families whenever there is misunderstanding. He didn't say like that. He didn't say anything about Balramji being attracted from Devaki's womb. He didn't say that. Nobody knows that here. Possibly even Nanda Mahārāja or even Vasudeva also. They don't know what happened to the seventh child. Kṛṣṇa told Yogamaya and Yogamaya transferred. Rohini is aware that she had a miscarriage and then she was pregnant all of a sudden again, 7 months pregnant. But Nanda Mahārāja doesn't know this and Garga Muni didn't reveal it. He didn't say that. However, to keep Kṛṣṇa's word, he said also. But Nanda Mahārāja being simple, he didn't understand anything. Nanda Mahārāja didn't think also means what is the other reason? Why is he called Sankarshan? He didn't think anything like that. This is the beauty. See, he hears so many things. Nanda Mahārāja, Yashoda Mai, Brajvasis, and the people, they hear other people talking that, maybe this boy is the eighth child of Devaki. Like this, other people would be talking. But they never accepted it. They heard it, but that never stayed in their heart that, oh, this is also possible. They never, Nanda Maharaj always accepted Krishna as Yashoda Mai's, his son, his son born from Yashoda. That's all. It never came to his mind, even though Garga Muni hinted and this and that, so many reasons. He was literally telling him, this is Devaki's child. Next we will see about Krishna also we will see. So he doesn't, very, very simple-hearted person. So Baladev was actually the son of Devaki, but he was transferred from Devaki's womb to that of Rohini. This fact was not disclosed. That this boy, son of Rohini, is actually first, he was in the womb of Devaki. That means he is the seventh child of Devaki. That's not disclosed. According to a statement in Harivamsa, Pratyuvaca tato Ramaha sarvam stan abhitasthitaन् yadaveshvapi sarveshu bhavanto mama vaha. Garga Muni did disclose to Nanda Maharaj that Balaram would be known as Sankarshan because of uniting two families, the Yadu Vamsa and the Vamsa of Nanda Maharaj. One of which was known as Kshatriya, Yadu Vamsa is known as Kshatriya, and the other is Vaishya. Nanda Maharaj's Vamsa is Vaishya. Both families had the same original forefather, the only difference being that Nanda Maharaj was born of a Vaishya wife, whereas Vasudeva was born of a Kshatriya wife. Later, Nanda Maharaj married a Vaishya wife and Vasudeva married a Kshatriya wife. So, although the families of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva both came from the same father, they were divided as Kshatriya and Vaishya. Now, Baladev united them, therefore, he was known as Sankarshan. Like that. Baladev united them. How? Because Baladev is now under the protection of Nanda Maharaj. So, he is uniting both families, so he is called Sankarshan. Like this. Okay? We can read Bhagavad Gita now. Does anyone have any questions, comments on what we
Honestly,
read today? Yes,
yeah.
Prabhuji.
So I'm still a little confused. I'm sorry. So Rohini was pregnant before even the transfer happened. Is that what I understood? Correct?
Yes.
Oh, so is that in Prabhupada books or it's from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur or somewhere? Because I don't remember reading it from.
Prabhupada's books. Yeah, it's
Oh.
there in the 10th canto when we read
Mhm.
that she has a miscarriage. We read that.
Oh, she had.
In the first three chapters, when you read the first three chapters of the 10th canto, Krishna's birth of Krishna. So in the Bhagavatam, not Krishna book, when you read the Bhagavatam in the verses, it will come that Rohini had a miscarriage.
So she was carrying Balaram and she had a miscarriage, or we don't know.
That detail is not said, but yeah, she is the eternal mother of Balaram. That is said. So yeah, exactly who she was carrying.
Okay. A second question, Mataji. This is regarding Varnashram Dharma. You mentioned, you've been mentioning past few days about Varnashram Dharma. So yesterday I was on a Bhagavad Gita class. We were reading about Bhagavad Gita, the first chapter. And the question, it came like, Krishna wanted to wipe out, under the regime of Dhritarashtra, he wanted to wipe out everybody. Even his Narayani Sena and what the Kauravas and the bad and his devotees also, like his associates, not exactly devotees, except the Pandavas. Except the Pandavas, everybody would be gone and died. That's because he saw that there was too much going on, the bad things going on under the regime of Dhritarashtra. The question is, now, Krishna wanted to wipe out, cleanse, and start a new society under the rule of, Parikshit Maharaj. Now, just 1,000 years after that, under the regime of the Kali-yuga leaders, the regime under these leaders have not been so good. I mean, it's not as good as Dhritarashtra regime. Despite, despite Dhritarashtra's regime followed a strict varnashrama dharma. Like there was good social orders like Kshatriya, Brahmana. Now we have lost that completely. So how do we justify that? Okay, if we have varnashrama dharma, there may be social order and there won't be any such Dhritarashtra regime again. So how, my question is, it boils down to, how do we justify that, okay, varnashrama dharma will help society in a good way? Because that didn't happen seemingly under Dhritarashtra's regime.
Okay. I will have to show the diagram for that. Just a second. So, Varna Ashrama Dharma Varnashrama Dharma means karma, basically. Karma. It's karma. So this path is jnana, this is bhakti. To do jnana or to do bhakti, there is a qualification. Unless you have that qualification, you cannot enter there. But everybody, all conditioned souls are qualified to do karma. So this whole thing is karma. So this is karma, this is jnana, and this is bhakti. In Uddhav Gita, Krishna says, I have given these three paths: karma, jnana, and bhakti. Everyone is qualified to do karma. Everyone is qualified to do karma. Now, so that means karma means, what is karma? Varnashrama dharma is only karma. If you don't follow Varnashrama dharma, then it is called vikarma. This underneath. Whatever is enjoined in Shastra, if your karma is according to Shastra, then it is Varnashrama dharma. If you don't act according to Shastra, then you are outside of a Vedic society. It's vikarma. Now your point is, by following Varnashrama dharma, still, there were Kshatriyas at that time, Brahmanas, Vaishyas, Shudras. Still, there was the battle of Kurukshetra to wipe out all the... So the example that is given there is like a paddy field. So in a paddy field, all the unwanted plants are pulled out, like weeding, and thrown away. So that was Krishna's plan. Krishna is like a farmer who pulls out the weeds from a paddy field. So he wanted to establish the thoroughly righteous, virtuous people like Pandavas and remove all the unwanted plants from that field. This was Krishna's plan. But at that time, there was Varnashram system in place. Still, Krishna had to do this battle and remove all these unwanted persons. That means that Varnashram system didn't help everyone come to devotional service. Now, in the present world, there is not even that Varnashram, and we have to work so hard to just divide the society into Varnas and Ashrams, which is such a big task. And after doing this, what is the guarantee? that now in such a degraded time, that once again, people won't be degraded in spite of doing varnashram? Is your question, right?
Yes, Mataji, that is essentially my question. And on top of that, I mean, let's just discuss this one, then we can.
Okay. So, yes, everyone here is doing karma. That means everyone is doing varnashrama. But varnashrama means what? Varnashrama means the society is divided into Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. This is Varna and Ashram. So society is divided like this. So there are 4 spiritual orders and 4 social orders. Spiritual orders means in one person's life there are 4 stages. Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. And then social orders means in a society there are 4 different groups. There is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Such a society which is following both social and spiritual orders is called a Varnashrama society. However, what is the goal of this Varnashram society also should be seen. If a conditioned soul does not come in contact with a sadhu, sadhu means either a jnani or devotee, he will be following Varnashrama here. He is following Varnashrama dharma, but he is called a karmi. That means he is not really making, or even if he is actually he is not really making a spiritual progress as such. Because in karmi's case, karma means what? Dharma, artha, kama. In karmi's case, there's only 3 stages. He will do dharma as it is prescribed by Shastra, and by that dharma he will earn wealth or artha, and with that artha he will gratify his senses. So the purpose for his following Varnashrama dharma is satisfying his senses. That's all. So this type of Varnashram society is called Karmi Varnashram. Karmi Varnashram has no way. Actually, this diagram is it has to be corrected here. This gate, you cannot go from Karmi Varnashram. This gate like this, it should be like this. On this side also. Only from Daiva Varnashram, you will be able to enter. Here, there's no way. From Karmi, you cannot get Dridha Shraddha. So this is a mistake here. But the point is, Karmi, this is a Karmi Varnashram society. So you can say, at the time of Dhritarashtra Maharaj, yes, there was Varnashrama in place, but majority of the people, all these people like Duryodhan and all his allies and all the people who got killed, of course, if devotees got killed, then their destination will be different. But the people that Krishna wanted to remove, externally, even though they are following Varnashrama Dharma, they are actually typical karmis, simply interested in Dharma, Artha, and then Kama. They wanted material results, either in this life or next life. In this life, you want kingdom and power, and in next life, you want to go to Swarga and enjoy there a long life. That's all. So that's Karmi Varnashram. That's not what we want to establish or what Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants to establish now. Let me tell you of another Varnashrama. After coming in contact with the Jnani, then also, because immediately after coming in contact with Jnani, you are not eligible to just give up all karma and enter into Jnana path. Because for Jnana path, you need Antakarna Shuddhi. That Antakarna Shuddhi will come by Nishkama Karma Yoga. Nishkama Karma Yoga means you're still doing Varnashrama Dharma, but in a specific way, without attachment to the results of your work. You're doing Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra Dharmas. But why you're doing it? You're doing it without attachment to the result. You're doing it so that you can come out of this karma. Your motive of doing that karma is to become detached. Because if I do karma with attachment to the result, that's going to bind me to this world. My goal here is I want to go and get Brahma Prapti ultimately. I want to be detached completely. So this is the stepping stone for entering into Jnana Marga. So this type of society, So the whole society here who are following Varnashrama Dharma, what is their goal? The goal of following Varnashrama Dharma is, immediate result is, by following my Varnashrama Dharma, I can give up all karma. I want to give up all karma. And then start jnana sadhanas, and ultimately I want Brahma Prapti. So this type of Varnashram society where the goal is moksha is called impersonal Varnashram society. Impersonal Varnashram society. This is not Karmi Varnashram society. This is impersonal Varnashram society. Are we interested in impersonal Varnashram society? Do we want to establish a Varnashram society now where the goal is liberation? No. What are we interested in? There's also one more here in the middle. This is called regular Varnashram or general Varnashram. What is this Varnashram? Here, everybody is encouraged to worship Lord Vishnu. The center of this, that is the culture in Varnashram society. So this is the regular Varnashram society. That means you didn't get any association of devotees, but you are born into a Varnashrama society. In a Varnashrama society, Lord Vishnu is in the center. So even if you want money, you will go and ask Lord Vishnu. And you are celebrating something at home, like the birthday of your child, then you'll buy nice flowers for the Lord. That means He is the center of your family, He is the center of your community, He is the center of your village. However, their aspiration is not pure devotional service. Sukha, Aishwarya, Prapti. They want happiness and opulence. But they don't want material happiness and material opulence. They want happiness and opulence in Vaikuntha. That means they will get muktis. Salokya mukti, sarshti mukti, like this. They'll go to Vaikuntha, but they are not interested in becoming a servant in dasya rasa or shanta rasa. Not like that. They don't want any relationship with the Lord. So this is one category. This is one Varnashrama society. But we are not interested in that also. We don't want mukti. We want a relationship with the Lord. We want love of Godhead. This is Daiva Varnashrama. Daiva Varnashrama means this karmi came in the association of a pure devotee, came in contact and got the mercy of a pure devotee, by which he got some shraddha now. But that shraddha is not yet firm, because when you get firm shraddha, the symptom of firm shraddha is surrender. That shraddha will make me do Shravana, Kirtana, Adi Bhakti 24/7. I will be trying to do that constantly again and again and again. Because I am convinced, Jivera Swarupahoy Krishnera Nityadas. My identity is I am a servant of Krishna. As a servant, I should simply be serving. What is serving? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. So 24 hours I will be doing Shravanam, Kirtanam, like that. So this is a person who got Dridha Shraddha. But again, just like on this side, immediately after coming in touch with a devotee, we don't get Dridha Shraddha. We got some Shraddha, but we have to build this. How will we build this? By staying in the association of devotees and hearing about the glories of Bhakti and Bhagavan. We will be building our Shraddha. And as much as Shraddha we build, that much bhajan also we will do. Now I have Shraddha to chant japa for 2 hours a day. As my Shraddha increases, instead of 2 hours, I will chant 4 hours. I will keep increasing as my Shraddha increases. This is Daiva Varnashram. So now, Dhritarashtra's time, this must have been the society, Karmi society, where the goal is simply sense enjoyment. We don't want that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give pure devotional service. Pure devotional service. He said, simply take this holy name. But how should you take this holy name? Anyabhilashita shunyam, jnana karmadhyanavritam, anukulyena krishnanushilanam, bhakti ruttama. This is the definition for pure devotional service. So, taking holy name is Kṛṣṇa Anushilanam, right? You are serving Krishna by chanting his holy names. But how should I do it? Anushilanam. Anushilanam means again and again and again I have to do this. And I should have a certain mood in which I am doing this. I'm not expecting any result save and except pleasing Krishna. And my bhakti should not be covered by karma, jnana, etc. With that quality, I should be chanting. So to get there, we have to... so this Daiva Varnashrama society is congenial for developing Shraddha. We will be following Varnashrama Dharma not to identify ourselves as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas, these are like the limbs of a body. The body will function. A healthy body will have all its limbs. So similarly, for a society to function, you will need all these varnas and ashramas. But this is still external. By following this, we want to come to the mode of goodness. That mode of goodness will help us to develop Dhrida Shraddha. The goal is pure devotional service only. Was that helpful?
Oh, sorry. Yes, Mataji, but you also mentioned that there may have not been devotees there, but we also learned that Krishna wiped out his Narayani Sena. Like, does that mean that they also had some karmi desires?
No. Krishna's family, that's a whole different story. Krishna had them fight with each other and kill also in Prabhasa. Because they were so powerful. Now it was time for Krishna to wind up his pastimes. So if they were Krishna's, devotees and his personal family, they were extremely powerful, and nobody would be able to overcome them. Meaning, the purpose for which he asked them to come, who were they? The family members of Krishna. He told these demigods, and some of them were his eternal associates, like Vasudeva, Devaki, they were his eternal associates, and also various demigods and demigods consorts, he told them to come for this pastime. So once the purpose is finished, now he just packed them up and sent them back to their respective places, because the purpose for which they had come was fulfilled. And there was nobody else who could actually kill them. So Krishna arranged for them to fight with each other and finish themselves like that.
There is something I was hearing, you can correct me, is that Prabhupada mentions in one of the purports that he wanted to get rid of them. One of the reasons was that because he didn't want them to develop that, ego, or or become deviated from this. Is that understanding correct?
I also read that, but I'm just trying to recollect. Yeah, Prabhupada does say that, like there would be a burden, Srila Prabhupada says, but also, yeah, I will have to refer to that section to be able to answer that properly.
Thank you so much.
Sure, Prabhuji. I don't want to say something, which is not accurate. I will refer to that and I'll let you know.
Sure, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So let's read Bhagavad Gita. The time is up actually. So just while we were, while we are seeing this diagram, yesterday we read that Krishna is saying about the sadhanas. You are able to see the diagram now? Or am I sharing something else?
Mataji, Bhagavatam screen is...
You are saying Bhagavatam, huh? Okay. Okay. So in Bhagavad Gita, we read that after explaining about Prakriti Purusha and then about Paramatma, there's another Purusha, Paramatma was described. Then Krishna said that anyone who knows this, he will be liberated. He will not take birth again. About this Paramatma, then now in the 25th verse, we read the 25th verse yesterday, Krishna said how one realizes this Paramatma. So some people realize by dhyana yoga, or that means by bhakti, by meditating on the Lord. Others realize by jnana or sankhya yoga. Still others by ashtanga yoga. And others by nishkama karma yoga. So Paramatma is realized in these different paths, through these different sadhanas. That is what was said in the 25th verse. So how exactly that happens, I want to show you. So this is a karmi. When karmi comes in contact with a jnani, he practices nishkama karma yoga. By practicing nishkama karma yoga, first of all, he'll realize I'm not this body, I'm soul. This is self-realization. But that's not realizing Paramatma yet. He just realized the self. So the next step for him would be practicing jnana sadhanas. By that he will realize the absolute truth as Brahman, right? And ultimately, he will give up the jnana also with the help of bhakti. He will get Brahma Prapti. So this is the way, by jnana marga. Okay, this is jnana marga. This is nishkama karma yoga. So nishkama karma yoga is the stepping stone for jnana marga. So by nishkama karma yoga, he'll get self-realization. By jnana marga or jnana sadhanas, ultimately he'll get Brahma Prapti. So this is one way of realizing Paramatma. Then what is the other way? Ashtanga yoga, how he will do? So there also first he'll come in contact with the sadhu. He will do nishkama karma yoga. And instead of jnana sadhanas, he will be practicing yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, like that. And ultimately he will go and merge into Brahman by practicing Ashtanga yoga. So then in that case, Ashtanga yoga will be on this side. But if he practiced Ashtanga yoga on this side to realize Paramatma, so here he is realizing Brahman and merging into Brahman. Therefore, Ashtanga yoga can be used on this side. But if he is by practicing yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, dhyana, ultimately he comes to dhyana, and by that he realizes Paramatma, or he can even realize Bhagwan. You see, Dhruva Maharaj practiced Ashtanga yoga and he realized Bhagwan. And even Garga Muni, he realized Bhagwan. So like that. So when you practice Ashtanga yoga and by that you realize Bhagwan, then you get Bhagavad Prapti. That means Paramatma is realized by Jnana yoga. It is said by Nishkama Karma yoga. When it is said Paramatma is realized by Nishkama Karma yoga, you understand this is first by Nishkama Karma yoga self-realization happens. Then he will continue either through Jnana path or through Ashtanga yoga path, and he will realize Paramatma. And then if a devotee, if karmi comes in contact with a devotee, then first of all, while in Daiva Varnashrama, he will be building his Shraddha. When he gets Dhrida Shraddha, then he begins 24-hour bhajan. By that Anartha Nivritti, Nishta Ruchi, Bhava Prema, and ultimately he'll get Bhagavad Prapti. That means Paramatma is realized by different sadhanas. It can be Jnana sadhana, it can be Sankhya yoga, it can be Ashtanga yoga, it can be Bhakti yoga, like that. So that is what is said in the 25th verse, which we read yesterday. And now I will read the next verse of Bhagavad Gita, 26th verse, which is a small one. So today's verse is text 26. Anye tvevam ajanantaha. So we are reading about the sadhanas, right? Different sadhanas to realize Paramatma. So the next verse is saying, Anye tvevam ajanantaha shrutva-nyebhya upasate te pichati tarantyeva mrityum shruti parayanaha. Anye means others, not the followers of these different sadhanas, but still others. Tu evam ajanantaha. They don't know. They don't know these sadhanas. They don't know anything. They don't know the science they don't know any of these sadhanas. Anyatu evam ajanantaha, even though they don't know, shrutva Shrutvanyebhya upasate. By hearing from others, they also begin to worship. They don't know themselves. They don't know the path. They don't know the sadhana. But by hearing, simply by hearing, they also begin to worship. Tepi chati tarantyeva. And by hearing, putting faith in the words of the person from whom they are hearing and they worship, and they can also transcend. Tepi, they also, api, cha, ati, taranti eva. They can also transcend. Transcend what? Mrityum, shruti parayanaha. They can also transcend death. Why? How? Shruti parayanaha. Because of being inclined to hearing. So hearing means what? This is about devotees only, devotional service. How do we get Dhrida Shraddha? By hearing, right? So this is, you can say this is also devotional service. So others who don't know these different sadhanas, but they have faith. By hearing, simply by hearing, they follow the path. By that also they can transcend birth. I mean, transcend death. That means they'll be liberated. Liberated means they will realize the absolute truth in one of the ways. So translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Again, there are those who, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about him from others. So they're not conversant with spiritual knowledge, but whatever others tell them to do, they just do that. Because of the tendency to hear from authorities. Authorities are telling me I should do like that. Because of the tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death. But one thing is, you should have the right authority. You cannot say, I'm also having authority. But if the authority is like, you know, you'll get electricity in your house if you're actually connected to the proper powerhouse. You won't get electricity if you're just connected to some dummy electric thing. You won't get. So that is there. Śrīla Jiva Gosvāmī says that because of your foolishness or ignorance, you know, you have accepted someone who is not qualified to be a guru, and you accepted that person as your guru, and now you're coming to me saying that because of accepting an unbona fide guru, now I'm facing so many problems in my spiritual life. What should I do? You are asking me for that solution. So he says, you know, that's your problem, your fault. Why? Because it is your responsibility to first understand who is a bona fide guru and then to take shelter of the guru. For that, you should hear from Shastra. What are the qualifications of a guru? And then you take shelter from the right guru. If you just go to some bogus guru and now you are saying that, oh, I am very faithfully serving my guru, so I will go back. No. There are qualifications for guru. Shabde parecha nishnataha. He should have realized Bhagwan. He should be completely well versed with the Bhakti Shastras. Then he will be able to guide you. And under such a guru, you should be trained. So, yeah. But if you find by good fortune, what is that good fortune? That good fortune is the mercy of that sadhu. First, you should get sadhu's kripa, and then you'll get Guru's kripa. Guru's kripa, so by sadhu's kripa, you get Kṛṣṇa, Krishna's kripa, and by Krishna's kripa, you get Guru's kripa. Krishna's kripa will come, you know, yatamam prapadyante. If you are sincere, then you'll get, you know, a proper guru. If you are insincere, then you'll get accordingly someone who's not like that. But if you get a bona fide guru, and then that means you're able to hear an authority, right? You have faith in the words of the authority. You don't have any spiritual knowledge yourself, but you have that tendency to hear from a bona fide authority. Then such person, you will also transcend the path of birth and death. That's what is being said here. Again, there are those who, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about him from others. Because of their tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death. Purport. This verse is particularly applicable to modern society, because in modern society, there is practically no education in spiritual matters. Some of the people may appear to be atheistic or agnostic, or philosophical, but actually there is no knowledge of philosophy. As for the common man, if he is a good soul, then there is a chance for advancement by hearing. That means good soul means you will be receptive to hearing. This hearing process is very important. Lord Chaitanya, who preached Krishna consciousness in the modern world, gave great stress to hearing, because if the common man simply hears from authoritative sources, he can progress, especially according to Lord Chaitanya. If he hears the transcendental vibration, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It is stated, therefore, that all men should take advantage of hearing from realized souls. Shabde pare cha nishnataha. It is stated, therefore, that all men should take advantage of hearing from realized souls and gradually become able to understand everything. The worship of the Supreme Lord will then undoubtedly take place. That means if you get Dhrida Shraddha, right? You hear from them, by that you get Dhrida Shraddha, then it will culminate in what? Bhajan, 24-hour bhajan. Worship of Supreme Lord will undoubtedly take place. Lord Chaitanya has said that in this age, no one needs to change his position, but one should give up the endeavor to understand the absolute truth by speculative reasoning. So no one needs to change his position means it's not that just like, in Jnana Marga, you have to renounce, you have to take sannyas, then you can start the Jnana path. So in this age, no, there's no need to change your position. Stay in your position, because why there is no need to change your position? This age, already we saw, Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagya Hipadrutaha, like that. So we have so many disqualifications. So stay where you are, right? Where you are means in your Varnashrama Dharma, not that you just stay in your sinful life. That Srila Prabhupada never said that, right? Continue your sinful life. No. Immediately, in the beginning, he didn't even say follow 4 regulative principles. He said, come and take prasadam, sit in the class for some time every day and chant some rounds. And then gradually he started introducing. So initially, immediately, even if they have something, he didn't discourage. But the idea is, as you progress, you'll give up all those things and you'll straighten yourself. That's common sense. Not that because he said initially, it's okay now, I will continue whatever I'm doing, meat eating, everything, and then I'll be chanting Hare Krishna. It won't work like that. Lord Chaitanya has said that in this age, no one needs to change his position, but one should give up the endeavor to understand the absolute truth by speculative reasoning. Why speculate, right? One should learn to become the servant of those who are in knowledge of the Supreme Lord. If one is fortunate enough to take shelter of a pure devotee, hear from him about self-realization, and follow in his footsteps, one will be gradually elevated to the position of a pure devotee. See, if the person is not a pure devotee, how he will inspire you to become a pure devotee? He can only bring you to the level where he is. Or the person who is teaching you should be connected. So all this chain has to be living gurus, by the way. So your immediate person, guru, may not be perfect, but if that guru is connected to another living guru who is perfect, then you are okay. Because that guru will be pulling your guru and your guru will pull you. Everyone is connected together. But this has to be a living chain. Living chain. Why a living chain? Because if you have questions or if you're doing right or wrong, someone should be there to watch you and correct you and tell you, no, what you're doing is wrong. A living person is required. Otherwise, we'll be imagining whatever I'm doing, we'll imagine, no, whatever I'm doing is bhakti and I'm a great devotee. But if you have a guru who's watching, who will correct, no, what you're doing is wrong. Not like this, like this. And when you have some doubts, he's there to answer your doubts. If one is fortunate enough to take shelter of a pure devotee, hear from him about self-realization and follow in his footsteps, one will be gradually elevated to the position of a pure devotee. In this verse particularly, the process of hearing is strongly recommended, and this is very appropriate. Although the common man is often not as capable as so-called philosophers, faithful hearing from an authoritative person will help one transcend this material existence and go back to Godhead, back to home. So we should continue to hear. And also, we have to raise the standard of our preachers who are acting as Shravana Gurus and Shiksha Gurus. Their standard has to be raised. How? Shabde parecha nishnataha. They have to be well-versed, expert in Shastra, and also they should be realized. Because when you hear from, that's what Prabhupada is saying in this purport. When you hear from pure devotees, then you can also be lifted. You can also become a pure devotee. If you hear from a mixed devotee, at best, you can also become a mixed devotee. Like that. So that is why Srila Prabhupada said, we should boil the milk now. We are bringing more and more people, okay. But now the people that have come, boil the milk, train them up nicely. Then such devotees, when they go and preach, there will be quality in our movement. That potency will be there. We will end here. Thank you all so much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhusya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavendra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much.
Sri Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.